Yes, hello. My name is Mark Newman, Chief Analyst at TM Forum, and joining us today at Digital Transformation World is Adolfo Hernandez. Hello, Adolfo.
Hi there.
Adolfo is Vice President for the Global Telecoms Industry Business Unit at Amazon Web Services. So, Adolfo, you've had a career of leadership positions in telecoms and tech sector, and I think you joined Amazon Web Services at the start of this year. It'd be interesting just to hear some of your first impressions of life at AWS.
Yeah, first of all, Mark, thanks for having me here today and having the chance to address you and the wider audience of the TMF forum. Yeah, as you said, I joined at the beginning of the year, and the first thing you have when you join AWS, I guess, is just right? It's a great company, it's a large company, but the one thing that is really striking is the degree at which the whole company is customer obsessed. It's at all levels, in everything we do, in the way we look at problems, in the way we engage from the customer, and we work backwards from their needs. So that's true in the company, certainly true in the telco vertical. So you combine that customer centricity and then that speed of innovation, and the fact that we hire a lot of builders inside the company, and you get a really nice mix. The second thing that struck me was the depth of the customer relationships that have been built over the years. If you think of AWS as a 15-year-old company, but in that period we built really good solid relationships, obviously at the developer level, technicians level, CIOs, the C-suite, and also with the partners and the ISVs that work in the different ecosystems. And that is also true in the telco vertical. So really impressive. And then finally, it's just the caliber of the people that I have the privilege to work with day in and day out. It's just an impressive team. So it's a great place to be.
And at AWS as a hyperscaler, you serve a whole range of small, medium, large businesses across multiple sectors. You head up the telecoms vertical. Can you give us some insight into how do you look at the telecoms industry and what you can provide to telecoms operators?
Yeah, I mean, in short, we are there to help them accelerate their digital transformation and engage on their behalf with the wider ecosystem to help them simplify their IT operations and release some capacity and some funds. We help them cloudify their networks and take advantage of everything that we've learned about cloud, and we've innovated around cloud, and what we've done with cloud on their network side of the business. We're also working with them to help them inject AI ML into their operations in a way that they can really improve their customer experience. And we talked about customer experience reimagined, whether it's improving the performance of the network, whether it's just getting a little bit smarter, wiser, faster around what customers really need. And then ultimately, we also aim to be there to help them grow business, right? So we like to build joint go-to-market programs with them, where we work with them to generate top line, right? Whether it's bringing together their communications capabilities with our cloud capabilities and bringing them to enterprises and governments, or whether they might be launching private MEC or public MEC solutions that we can do that. And we've been doing plenty of that for the likes of Vodafone, Verizon, KDDI, and many other players around the world. So overall, there is no one universal solution. Everybody needs help across the spectrum. And whether it's IT or cloudifying the network or getting more agile around customer experience, or whether it's about improving the go-to-market capability, we are delighted to help them.
So Adolfo, at last year's virtual DTW, we heard from AWS and the work you were doing with Telefonica Germany, Telefonica Deutschland, and with Amdocs. And my suspicion is that since then you've had a whole world of new relationships and initiatives in the telecom space. Maybe you could run through some of those for us.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes, it has indeed been a really busy year. in terms of getting more use cases done with operators and ISVs. So earlier in the year, we talked about Dish and how Dish had chosen AWS as their preferred cloud provider, and to build this cloud native 5G network from the ground up. And this is something that we're doing on the core, we're doing on the Open RAN, and we're doing on the edge. And this is, it's an industry first, or one of the industry first times that this gets done. And what it was going to bring to Dish, besides the accelerated time to market, is a significant reduction of TCO, because we are not going to be building on really hardware intensive networks, traditional networks. We're going to be building on some of the most leading edge instances that we have in the cloud based on Graviton 2, and that's going to provide a 40% better price performance and significant reductions in power consumption. And we're going to be working with them on delivering that what are called single integrated cloud-based solution that is going to be flexible, that is going to be agile, and is going to work fully on demand with a single integrated programming model that developers and enterprises will be able to use. So really exciting development. Later in the year, we talked about another big partnership with Swisscom, where Swisscom has selected AWS as the preferred cloud provider for the enterprise IT transformation. And this is one looking again for cost reduction, looking for agility, looking for operational efficiencies, and just innovation and faster time to market. And we will also be working with them and their partners to figure out how do we best extend these into the 5G network going forward. With Verizon, and again, we talked about that in the past, about the public MEC work we were doing. And so this year, we've also extended that to private MEC. And we've been working with them to introduce an AWS outpost-based solution to really take our capabilities to the edge and work with them to bring that into an enterprise premises to really get the benefits of that capability. And we talked extensively about the work we jointly did with Corning and trying to get that sort of really fast, intelligent manufacturing in one of their plants in North Carolina. And there's been a number of other projects and POCs we've done with customers, and we'll talk about more in the future. And then finally, on the ISVs, I think the collaboration has been extended significantly, whether it's with Nokia on virtual RAN, or also Amdocs that recently this summer launched their Optima solution, or the partnership with Ericsson on the BSS portfolio on AWS, or additional work we've been doing with Mavenir to get their core infrastructure on the AWS cloud, and also other partnerships in place with a number of other ISVs, too many to name. But certainly a year of a lot of activity and a lot of progress with customers and telco ISVs alike. So really exciting times.
And I find it fascinating how within a relatively short period of time, you've become a key partner to so many telcos in different parts of the world. I know in the case of Dish, which has generated a huge amount of interest, we have another session, I think, with AWS and Dish later on in DTW, so looking forward to hearing about that one. So Adolfo, I enjoyed our conversation today. Thank you very much indeed, and look forward to hearing from you again soon. Thank you.
Thanks for having me.